All right,
All
Kev,
right,
man,
rolling.
on Sublime Podcast. What's up, my man? Talk to me.
Let's talk Sublime. So,
Last 11 days for 2024. Talk to me, man. Yep.
that's crazy. Christmas coming too, right? So, just to keep it consistent,
hmm
um, 50 Cent,
I love it when you do
just a quote you just said on a podcast. He says, I don't want to be around anyone that's not
that.
comfortable with me because I'm going to do what I'm going to do. So keep distance. And he was referring to 50
hmm
Cent at the time when he was coming up, and he went to these
hmm
record labels, and they all passed on him
Yep.
because he was 50 Cent, and he had a reputation, and he ends up turning down multiple labels, becomes a huge thing. But he said that quote.
Yep. It's right here,
Um,
actually. It's right
yeah,
here. Can you
yeah,
see it?
yeah,
Crazy, right?
and it's pretty good quote.
It's right here. I try not to surround myself with people who I have to be defensive around. Kev, you speak on it,
Exactly.
man. I mean, this is very
He,
packed. This is a packed statement.
Meaning, you got to be yourself. If you're always defending yourself, if you're always, sort of had to be guarded, right? That's not being yourself, right? You shouldn't have to. Certain times, of course, yeah, it's different, but you want to be
Meaning what?
around people.
What do you
So,
mean, like defensive?
meaning you don't. So if you always had to defend your argument or your point of view, and
Point of view.
you're getting poked at, and this, it's not, you just distance yourself, step away from that type of energy, right? And that's what he's talking about. So, um, yeah, but in certain instances, it's necessary, right? If, for instance, if, you're trying to, a record label's trying to sign you and they're saying, hey, this
Mm.
is, this is, this is what we hear about 50
hmm
Cent. He's got a tough reputation. In that instance, you're going to want to defend yourself, right? If you're trying to get a big deal, trying to be in that room. So certain instances, it's necessary. But, yeah. Another thing I want you to pull up, and we'll just go
hmm
straight to it.
mm
So Andrew Cuomo,
mm
I seen this. He plans to, it was just in the journal. He plans to sue a former aide who accused him
Yes.
of sexual harassment,
Yes.
alleging
Yes. I heard about that. Yep.
defamation, and he eyes a political comeback. Now, this is somebody that was big, right? He's governor of New York. I mean, that's not a small role. He had a big name.
During the
Um,
pandemic. During the
During the
pandemic.
pandemic, I mean, he was an outspoken person, and then he had a series of, things come out. This particular one, he's choosing to go after. And I went through it, and it says that, this person sort of posted on social media her lawyer's statement.
hmm
I'm sorry, he was filed in his former aide. All right, so he's saying that she posted on social media her lawyer's
hmm
statement when she was, I guess, dropping it,
hmm
and the statement said Cuomo sexually harassed her, um, and it was tweeted by 90,000 views.
hmm
So when somebody usually drops, if I'm reading this correctly, if somebody drops something, why are you
hmm
tweeting about it, right? Meaning you're dropping you're stepping away from it. Why are you trying to garner attention about that? So that's a little unusual, I would think. Would you say so?
hmm Yeah. Yeah.
So so he's
Yep.
saying that uh, that happened. Then I seen he resigned in 2021, and this person alleged that Cuomo asked her questions about her sex life while alone with him in the office,
hmm
and said Cuomo also told her he was open to dating women in their 20s. She happened to be 25. So this
I
is
remember
not
that.
anything like this. Seems like it was probably that. and it was, and the headline of that, is probably worse than, if that's what it is, meaning he said something, he's open to dating people in their 20s and she's 25, and that's the basis
Well,
of this. I mean,
no, no.
that's
So Kev,
damaging to his career, no?
no, I get it, but Kev, 13 women came. Can you see the screen? 13 women, and apparently this has been a pattern where he would go up to like 20-year-old interns in his office and say, "Have you ever been with an older man?" Real creepy stuff. And when they would like try, when his own, there's one involved an assistant, and she would you know, just, not really get serious, just like, think it's bashing, some, playful banter, right? What he did actually was he blocked her from her internship to become permanent. Like when you work with the state government, right? You first have to intern, right? And then you get a permanent job, get income, right? So apparently that was his pattern.
Hmm.
So it's a little more involved. I mean, he's a sleazebag,
All
all
right, no,
through and
hold
through.
on.
I would say.
I'm not defending anything. All I'm saying is for him to
Mm,
come back with this,
mm-hmm,
he's saying, hey,
mm-hmm.
this one was a little bit odd, and that's my take. Why would you, if somebody comes at you for this, if it is damaging, why he's coming back with a suit. He's not looking to move on. He's saying, nah, wait a minute. So he's
It
saying
is very
that there
strange.
there is a long history. Oh no, he was basically saying that the case was dragged on for years, stonewalling, routine
Mm-hmm,
discovery, only to drop the case the eve of the client's deposition.
mm-hmm.
So he's saying that this one just didn't seem right and was dragged on. Probably it took him out of the spotlight for a few years, right? 2021 to now. He had other things. I don't know about any of that, but I'm just saying that's unusual, wouldn't you say? For somebody to come back with that, no?
Yeah,
From his stance.
after it's over.
After it's over, he's saying, wait a minute, let's let something was wrong, and going back at it. So I'm saying that seems unusual. Usually it's dropped, somebody moves on, right?
Yeah. So Kev,
Um,
just let me interject quickly. The viewers are gonna love this. So this is the woman he's going after, Charlotte Bennett. Can you see the
hmm
screen? This is her.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is her. What do you think? What do you think? I mean, this is her. I mean,
hmm
attractive. Well, Kev, what do you think? 1 to 10. I mean, this is her. What do you think?
Pull up the
I
picture.
don't know.
Pull up the
You
picture.
can't. No, you can't see it. Can you see it on
I
the
see.
screen?
I see many. It's not a close, but
Okay.
I mean,
All right.
listen, listen. Um,
Let me see.
you know,
Let me give you a good one. I just want to give you
I would say I'm not a raider. I would say she's, whatever.
an attractive. She's younger. I mean, you? Yes, this
I
is her.
wouldn't say she's a absolute smoke show, but
Got it. Yeah.
at the same time, that doesn't
Mm.
mean anything,
No,
you know.
no. This is just banter. I'm just
Yeah,
being funny.
I
That's all. I'm
think
just trying to say this is the woman you're talking about that he's actually suing, which is crazy, bro. I mean, you're what the hell? Like, why would it doesn't make any sense. Why are you? You had
doesn't make
13
sense for
other
who.
women. No, for Cuomo, you had 13 other women that came
Well,
forward. That's
well,
why.
well, well. I think he's saying that this one just didn't sit right with him, and probably why he's doing it now. Also, he's probably,
All
it says
employees.
he's making a political comeback, and a longtime ally of the former governor held early discussions with potential donors about setting up big money groups that could
Hmm.
boost a possible run for mayor of New York City.
Hmm.
So he's coming back into the spotlight. I think all that stuff was dropped. He doesn't have anything anymore,
No,
and
no,
so he wants to say, hey, maybe look at it a little bit closer. So interesting. I'm just saying it's different. You don't see that usually,
ever, ever.
ever,
Well, look, if
ever,
you want to go,
ever,
look,
ever. You
ever,
said it.
ever,
It doesn't
ever.
happen.
Nope.
Nobody goes back after controversy, right?
I,
It's unusual.
I know it makes me wonder, Kev. What do you think? Like, what do you like? Do you see a benefit? I don't see. Like now you're bringing
I,
this back into the
yeah,
spotlight,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
stupid.
So that says that he's seen unusual activity with it. Meaning, he just said she tweeted when she dropped the case. 90,000 people seen it. Usually, when people in that position drop a case because they don't want to be bothered, right? They don't want privacy. They don't want to be bothered. She tweeted it out, and then he's saying that they dragged it on this whole time, and that the discovery process went a long period. They couldn't get much, and then she ends up dropping it. So to him, he I guess wants to know more. Um, so that's all I'm saying is I see that, and that's usually not traditional, And
It's
and
stupid.
I know he's I don't maybe not. Who knows? I know he's been out more, and he's probably looking to run again, you know, and he wants maybe a clean slate.
Yeah, but there's
Um,
13 other bro. There was
they're all
first of all employees, right? They're all former employees. These are 13 other girls she's part of, and the DOJ had a parallel investigation. So like, go after the
New York
DOJ.
State, I believe, right?
Yeah, all New York State, Albany.
So
They all
so
worked in
so
Albany.
yeah. So I think
All in-
I think I think all that got thrown out. The New York State one might still be going on.
No, the New York State
Um,
got a no. He did a what do you call he resolved it with them like a settlement.
mhm,
He would get off.
okay.
He would leave office.
So the
That was
point is, yeah,
that
so he
was it.
stepped down, whatever, but the point is all of that's behind him. Even though,
I
whatever
know.
you say how many people it is, behind. So he doesn't have any of that, but he's going. So that's all I'm saying is he says, hey, maybe he feels he got shafted, a little bit. Who
Yeah,
knows?
but then go
We're
after
not
all of
taking
them.
anyone's side.
I know, but go after all of them. Go at like why keep
Not,
going after one?
not necessarily. Why? Why
Hmm.
would you go after all of them if this one stood out where there was a few
All right.
things that didn't make sense to him and felt like maybe someone was trying to get attention or not. So
Oh, I see, Kev. You're
listen,
saying that. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying that.
hey,
So he's suing for defamation because probably what she wrote on her Twitter, right, on her social media, right?
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, he said defamation is when somebody slanders you intentionally, right?
hmm
Meaning
with
meaning
malice.
they take a little thing and they try to make it bigger, to hurt, right? To hurt reputation.
That's
So
all it's about.
that's what he's claiming
Hmm
is that this one didn't sit right with him.
Yeah, but Kev, you also know a absolute defense of defamation is the truth. So like, like I don't understand. Like, if she can just prove that he did sexually harass her, like
But she
it's like
didn't.
so.
She didn't.
Wait a minute, she did. Oh. So you're okay.
She
You're
dropped
saying,
it before the case happened. She dragged it on, meaning they never brought anything forward. They're saying the discovery was dragged on, and then they dropped it at the last minute on the
I
eve.
see. Oh, so her
So,
case was probably very weak. I see.
meritless is what
Right.
they're
Yeah.
saying. They're saying it was meritless.
Oh,
It
okay.
was
I'm the
brought
one.
up to make
Okay.
a
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
headline.
Yeah. 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 Makes
It
sense, bro.
ultimately probably was the final blow for him where he had to step down.
Hmm
Um, so if this guy's coming back, he's saying, all right, I'm going to come back, but wait a minute.
Mm.
I got to clear myself. But, you got to understand, this guy was the governor of New York. This is not just anybody. There's power with that position. And you got big donors, you got big people supporting him, big money. So when something like that gets thrown into the wrench, you're not just affecting him, you're affecting a bunch of people. Um, so anyway, I just seen that in the journal. I thought it was,
I mean, it's really is
unusual. Maybe,
very
maybe,
unusual.
yeah, yeah.
Never. I mean, I never heard of this. Honestly. I mean, Kev. Honestly, I don't think he has any more shot. New York is, I think, done with any
Yeah,
establishment
he's not
Democratic.
going after. This has nothing to do with New York. This has to do with this person, and he could countersue the person, but he's really. This is obviously. This is probably for he wants to know. He wants to find out more, probably, because it never got to that point. So,
Yeah, yeah, no
I'm
discovery.
sure you could sue the person, but this seems like a younger person in 20s. You know, you're not going to get much money. I don't think
Mm,
this is a financial move, right? I would
mm,
think this
mm,
is more
mm.
of a,
I see.
he wants to wipe that stain. Um, so, um,
Amazing.
you know, and yeah, you know, to him, it's just didn't smell right. And, that's what it says. I don't know. You're the lawyer. What do you think?
I think he's suing for defamation. I think that, like you said,
But he's going backwards. I
very
mean,
backwards. I don't see how this is beneficial. I think this is going to backfire because, trust me, bro, even though they didn't get the discovery and she dropped it, right? What if she does have a secret recording, right? You know what I mean? This
well,
gets to litigation and she'll be like, look, you did sexually harass me. Here's a recording of your voice doing it. His
yeah.
case is done. Like,
I mean,
he's not
you're
going to be able to get
talking
anything.
about, listen, you're talking about like, you know, what they said he said. I mean, you know, the headline to
Hmm.
that is something that's getting extracted. Meaning, if he said he likes to date people in the 20s and she happens to be in her 20s, you know, maybe he crossed the line a little bit, but you
No,
know,
no, no, no. But so with sexual harassment, the final element that people don't talk about, Kev, it's retaliation for refusing the advances. You know, that's how you bring a successful sexual harassment claim, right? So it's pretty
hmm
much, you harass someone for sexual advances, and if they refuse, you retaliate as you know what I
hmm
mean, as the harasser, right?
yeah,
As say
yeah,
Cuomo, you retaliate by not giving her the promotion,
hmm
firing her. That's what it is. So
correct,
they all, you know what I mean? So they're all saying that what happened is they didn't get hired, into permanent, positions as an intern because they refused to, accept his sexual advances.
correct.
So,
And
I,
what he's
mm,
saying is that this one particular just didn't
mm,
sit right with him and wants to
it
know
has to be
more.
more than
And
that,
then
kid. I
you're
know.
entitled to that. You're entitled to
Yeah,
that. You're entitled to know more about, you know, about anything. So it'll be
yeah, but
interesting.
like I said, Kev, if all she needs is a decent lawyer to, file a book,
Believe
you
me,
know.
this guy
Mm,
knows to make that
yeah,
move.
I
To
know,
make
I
that
know,
move,
I
you
know,
got to have confidence, meaning
I know,
that
I know.
this was bullshit to him, at least, and that he felt that it was a little bit exploited where 90,000 people seen it, blah, blah, blah. And it was, you know, it literally, you know, cost him some time. He's coming back. He's a likable guy. Who does New York have? You know, that, a name like that. You know, his brother's pretty big too, right?
Yeah,
You know,
I would.
that could win in New York.
Well, his father, Mario
You know,
Cuomo, you know.
correct. But I'm saying now in the running, his
Mm,
brother is now on PBD. You see that?
yeah, yeah, yeah. He's a partner. Yeah,
So
I
he's
mean, yeah, he
trying to
worked. Yeah, yeah.
he's trying to be more middle, you know,
I mean,
and
yeah,
that's
I know, but
probably where New York's going.
no, Kev. I think New York. I mean,
Meaning
I don't know.
it's always
But
going to be Democratic, but Democratic middle, maybe.
yeah, but
You
here's the
know,
thing: he doesn't get. I mean, this is what I'm saying, Kev. He thinks so highly of himself. He's a has-been, Kev. I mean, people don't want
who's
to look
that?
at him. I mean, Cuomo. I mean, people don't want.
Yeah, but who do you have?
That's true.
I would argue, you know, if he ran again, he'd win. You
Oh
know,
wow, you really think so? Hey, you might be
yeah.
right, bro. You might be right, bro. You might
It's
be right.
name recognition. Now he's got to obviously clean up, you know,
Yeah, but he has that
and some
scandal, Kev.
positive, Okay, that's what I'm talking about. He's got to do
No,
some
not
positive
yeah,
stuff.
but not even this scandal, Kev. He has that nursing home disaster. Remember
Hmm
how he sent nursing home patients knowing that they had, the virus?
COVID stuff.
Yeah, 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 and they ended up
I
dying,
mean,
and he tried to cover it up.
yeah, but everyone had that, no? All these
N-
states made errors.
No, 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 no. He made this was the big scandal. He made a direct executive action order to move the people knowing that they were going to be, exposed to this. That's what it is.
Listen,
That's pretty much what it is.
we'll see what happens.
Well, yeah.
But
So Kev,
I think his name versus, you know, some no name guy is going to win.
yeah.
And
Unfortunately,
also,
I know that makes
also,
sense.
it's
Yeah, you
who's
might be right there.
behind them. If you're raising big money, you know,
But it's
That
New York,
helps.
though. I mean, but right now, yeah, you're right.
What, big? You still raising, money to go behind someone. It's gonna help them versus some no-name guy doing it for the first time.
Yeah, no,
You
all I'm
know.
saying is that he's a swamp creature. You know what I mean? He's a swamps creature. You know what I mean? He's
Hmm.
not no, outsider. That's what it is, right? People want outsiders now. But Kev, listen, uh, just to let you know, I can remember when you said that, what, you're like, I remember when I asked you why is he pick, we discussed why he picked just particular girl. Check this out, Kev. So I told you, right? 13 women officially accused him, right? Okay.
Hmm.
Um, the attorney general did an investigation, and they investigated, and this is a government investigation, right? That Cuomo sexually harassed 11 women. Holy
Hmm.
shit! So he's probably looking at her of like, yo, the attorney generals didn't even include you. You didn't have any evidence to begin with. Holy
Yeah,
shit!
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
So, 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 so,
yeah,
so,
but
so there wasn't much there. They,
11.
exploited it. They made it like it was something, and it hurt. It hurt him. So, he's that might have been the final blow, meaning he had stuff on him, and then that came, and the headlines and stuff was just too much. So, it's a reason for it. That's all I'm saying. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But anyway, I want to go on to
Mm.
the next thing. Just talk about quick. It's in the headlines now.
What is it talking?
We Before I say that, we talk about Yeezy. He likes to
Let's
say,
go.
in life's like a video game. You got to break through the simulation, right? That's a
Okay.
good quote. But anyway, about video games, this
Okay.
this
So,
this knucklehead that did he now might get the death penalty.
ooh,
This kid, um, that went after the insurance CEO. So
Luigi. Luigi.
so this guy was a video gamer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's what I want to say that, you got people online now, cyberbullying, posting anonymously,
Mm-hmm.
just, doing careless things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you see it on Twitter or X. You see it on, sort of trying to dehumanize somebody and
Mm-hmm.
go after them, take them apart every way possible, right? These
Mm-hmm.
bullies.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they're these little keyboard punks, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um, is it
I agree.
now? Is it now spilling over to real life where you got somebody like this where they're going and committing an act that has repercussions here? It basically, it's now spilling over from the internet to real life, and I think the in video games, this is what somebody told me. They use a
Mm-hmm.
silencer, right?
Mm-hmm.
This guy used a silencer. Also, when it first happened, you had a detective say this, and I seen it. Actually, I know the guy, but I seen him on TV talking about it, and he said
Mm-hmm.
that you don't use if he was a real hitman because nobody knew who it was. You don't shoot someone from far away. You go up and you do it close. Make sure you get the job done, and you want a loud noise so people scatter and you get
Mm-hmm.
away. A silencer,
Mm-hmm.
then a professional's not doing it that way because you're going to draw attention. Somebody might see you, but the loud noise makes people duck
Mm-hmm.
and run for cover, and the person gets away. This is a detective saying this. So this
But
guy,
yeah, but Kev, a silencer. I mean, if you don't have a silencer, people
well,
will give you attention. They're gonna look like what I mean, like a car accident, right? You're
no,
gonna
no, no.
look. You know what I mean? You're like,
You would
right?
think,
Like,
that when he said this, I was like, wow. Well, you would think what you said. If you have a silencer, you're more low key. But the
yeah,
loud
like,
noise, the loud noise makes people run for cover. They think,
and
like,
and
listen, I was in
also,
the mall once and a cologne bottle
hmm
got knocked off the table. It's like a loud pop. People just started running, in all different directions. So, um, you
but
know,
that happens. But after
they
that,
don't
people are more
remember. They
alert.
don't remember. So the
Mm.
guy gets away, you know.
I
Um,
don't, I don't, I think it cuts both ways. I think, like you remember, like how like you'll hear a car accident, a loud one. I just heard one today, right? You're like, and it's like big, and what happens is you just become curious to go see it, and that's what I did. I like drove another block, when I was on the road, and many cars did slowing down. I don't know. I guess it cuts both ways.
that's different though. That's a car accident. I'm talking about,
It
somebody
was a,
in the middle of an intersection. You know, this is what he says. I think, probably he's probably right. He probably has experience and knows that real professional's not doing it that way.
I don't
You
know.
know, in the video games they do. In these computer games,
But
probably.
here's the thing: he was able to get away to another state because it was so relatively silent. He walked away. You know what I mean?
Maybe,
If it
maybe it
was
was
loud, he would
also
have to run, right? He would have to. He would have
maybe
to
he would have
run.
got away. Maybe he would have got away both ways. But
Yeah.
ultimately,
Yeah.
New York City is one of the most safest places because there's cameras everywhere. They were able to document every pinpoint, which is
Hmm.
incredible. Um, the technology today, is like no other. Um, but that's the question: is it sort of this type of nonsense that you see, you know, and they said, this guy played video games. He had some trauma, some things going on, unable to have sex, be intimate, and all these things add up to a toxic mixture that spills over in real life now. So, we've gotten to that point, and I think it starts with the cyberbullying. It starts with the video game. Starts with all that stuff. Um, and it's just weird that they're making this guy out to be a hero because the healthcare industry and they turned down 32% twice, that
Let's
company.
be. Kev. Kev, the CEO wasn't no, Mother Teresa. He was being investigated for insider trading. It's fucked up. He didn't create the system. I get it. It's fucked up. But just like
Yeah,
what Chris
but
Rock,
I think this
remember what
kid
Chris?
did it not for that reason. He didn't know that he did it because he was against the industry. He didn't have a relationship with that company, it said. So
No, he wrote a
he
manifesto.
was trying to make noise. Yeah.
No,
And he had
he wrote a manifesto, right?
he went to, Ivy League, so he was a smart kid, but probably just snapped.
No,
Um,
in the manifesto, no, Kevin, the manifesto, what he said, what he posted, small manifesto. Remember, he had like a ski, like an accident, a surfing accident where he broke his
yeah.
like spine. He had a
Yep.
permanent erectile dysfunction, and his insurance, United Healthcare, was not being it was being denied for like advanced treatments or whatever. That's what he. That's pretty much what he says.
Yeah, and he came from a wealthy family. I don't know.
Oh,
But
he did that. Yeah, he did. He can't.
so,
Like Kev, he came much wealthier than me and you, right?
yeah,
Like think
no,
about it. Like, right? Like his family has money, right? Like,
he
yeah, I
got
know it's crazy.
they inherited 30 million
This is what I'm
and
saying, Kev. Much richer than
he
me
was
and you.
set up.
It's crazy, right? Think
Yeah,
about it.
most people don't inherit 30
Most
million.
people, right?
That's a lot of money
Kev,
for
right?
an
Right?
inheritance.
Right?
But
Like,
that's the American dream if you could get to that level,
well, what do
in
you
a
mean?
lifetime.
Kev, that's lucky. That's just luck. That's lucky sperm count.
Mm-hmm.
That's just
No,
being lucky,
I'm
bro.
talking about the previous generation. If the previous
Oh
generation
yeah,
could get there to that level, that's the American dream to reach that.
oh yeah, yeah.
You're talking about less than 0.00001 that could reach that level. All right, so
Yep.
talk about the drones
Yeah.
quickly.
Talk to me, Kev.
And you see these drones popping up everywhere. Pull up a map,
Yeah, 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 okay.
and
Uh,
people are fascinated with it
yeah.
because they don't know what the hell it is. And it opens up curiosity. People are curious, right? So when you see
Hmm.
these type of things, they like sort of going in all different paths, and it turns political. It's ridiculous. It's
I
nothing
mean, it,
political.
it is political.
It's drones.
Yeah,
How is
no,
it
but Kev,
political?
because it's been around for a while. If you know what I mean, and it's like it's just being there idling, being recorded, and for weeks They just want to know what it is, and nobody's giving him any information. That's why it's political. Remember what Donald Trump said? But Donald Trump is right. He's like, the government knows what's going on. You know what I mean?
Maybe, maybe,
You know, I mean, it's definitely not another country,
maybe.
right? If it was from another country, Kev, it would have been shot down already. I mean, you
Yeah,
kidding me?
yeah, yeah. They
It's not
said
another
it's not.
country.
They
And
said
it's
it's
not,
not.
bro. It's not.
So
It's not, bro.
they
It's
said
not.
it's
You know,
not. But
but
it could be
that's why it's
listen. It could
political.
be a combination of things. It could be
Mhm.
um. It could be a combination. They did change the laws where more. It's easier to fly drones now over airports and stuff. However, I think they're crossing some lines and they're going into certain areas that shouldn't be flown over. Um, so flying, some of the things are permitted, maybe a few things weren't. Um, and I
Kev, these are
think,
not consumer drones. Kev, these are not consumer drones. These are military grade drones. They're 6 feet wide. You know, they avoid
so
detection, thermal detection.
some of them were commercial drones. Some of them were small airplanes. Some of them were, so a hobbyist could buy a commercial drone now. It's
Yeah,
available.
but these are no, yeah, but that's not what these are, Kev. No, what they're getting mad about, especially in Tom's River, New Jersey, is that these are, drones that are able to avoid thermal detection. You know what I mean? I mean,
Oh, no,
like
no, 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 no. Hold on.
that's what
So,
they're
so
saying.
I think I pulled that up because I think when these things happen, is you get all of these different things. Like you heard that, right? What I seen was when they get detected, they turn off their lights. Meaning, so when somebody tries to take a picture of them, they turn off their lights. So it's the mystery that has people interested.
Yeah, but there's a lot
Um,
of, but Kev, there's a lot
there's
of
a lot of
video. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of video, recordings of these
oh,
for 3, 4 weeks. You know what I mean? So it's like, what
yeah,
the
yeah,
hell?
yeah.
I mean, like,
So
like
there's
what the hell,
more.
bro?
Listen, there's more than usual. Now, the laws changing doesn't make still. There's still more than usual. Um, so the thing they said is, you know, it could be a few things. It could be also messaging. Yeah, could be also looking for something. Right? They said so I think I think you never know exactly what they're doing, but if it continues where it's unusual and they're going in areas they shouldn't, now it becomes a
Oh,
military problem and they'll shoot them
yeah, but
down.
yeah, but Kev, that's the problem, right? It's not doing
Not
anything.
they're not really
It's just
bothering anyone.
yeah,
Yeah,
they
they're
just
just
but they but they're
they're just
just
creating
yeah,
questions
yeah,
because
yeah,
it's new
but
technology.
I mean, they're creating concern. They're just standing there. I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's not doing
but
anything. You know what I mean? Like,
correct. It's not doing anything, and the reason it's creating concern is because the uncertainty. But when it's addressed eventually, and they say, okay, this was a combination of things, people move on to the next.
so
Um,
there's a guy. So I saw this on the media.
so listen,
There's a guy.
it could be small intelligence group doing it. It could be a number of
So
different things that they
so
might
there's
be testing something.
so there's a guy who I think he was a former he's an older guy for a military contractor, right? He gave the
hmm
best explanation just the other day on Twitter, and it's going
hmm
around. I'm pretty much
A
what
private
happened.
military contractor, probably, right?
Yeah, it's some older guy. He knows the shit, but he's saying what happened is that somehow there's missing nuclear material, right?
Yeah, that's what
And
they
maybe it's
said.
even stolen. Yeah, no, maybe it's even stolen. Who knows? But that's what he's saying. And this is pretty much the deep, the inner, project, inner like group within like the intelligence community or even within the defense community. And they're just trying to, determine where it is. They're trying to locate it pretty much. That's what he said.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like, that's it. That's
I
what
don't
he's
buy
like,
it.
that. You don't think that's it?
No,
That makes the most
it's
sense.
not the government. It makes the most sense, but you got to also understand is, you know, um, if that was the case, you're not flying hundreds of drones in the air because you're going to freak people out about something like that. Okay. So it's not the government. It's not, um,
It is I
it's,
mean, you don't, and Kev,
it
you
could be
don't
a
think,
private military group or
yeah, but
private intelligence.
okay, but they're
That's not the
working on
government. It's
yeah,
separate.
but it's working, no, Kev, it's working on behalf of a government. of our government. I mean, you're telling me our
And then they
government
would
not?
disclose it.
Yeah, but why? Yeah, but Kev, think
Listen,
about it.
our
Yeah,
government would not
Kev,
want to
think about.
scare people.
What are you talking about? Our government doesn't give a shit about people. What are you Kev, listen,
Okay.
they did it with
Why
the
do they give
pandemic.
stimulus? Why do they give stimulus when COVID
Kev,
happens?
look, Kevin,
They don't
look
want
at
to
the
scare
pandemic.
people.
The
Yeah,
pandemic, all they
exactly.
did was scare people. They scared people.
Correct. Correct. But then they
They started
respond
to,
and they ease
oh,
people down. But this is different. I don't
no,
think they're
Kev,
doing it.
Kev, remember the first 6 months of the pandemic? All they did was scare people. What do you mean our government is scared people? No, but don't you think it would be more panic if they said that they lost nuclear material? I mean, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Correct.
right. So that's why they won't say that, right?
But they've
You know?
been saying that the news channels, I've seen that.
No.
You're on CBS News.
Yeah, yeah, they're not talking about missing nuclear material. No,
No,
no one mentioned it.
I've seen that across a few platforms where they were looking for something, but
They were looking for something,
um,
but Kev, one guy goes further, and this is not on the media that there is missing nuclear material. That's one guy.
mhm,
That's one guy's claim. That is
yeah,
sensitive, right? I mean, the government does not want to tell us that, right? So they probably just be like, I mean, it's
yeah,
strange,
yeah,
Kev. I mean, when you got governors
yeah,
calling in, you got governors calling in, okay, and it's been
yeah,
4 weeks.
which tells me that it's not the government because more
But
people
these
would
are
know.
state, yeah, but these are state government. No, Kev. I mean,
So
more
you're
people would
saying
know.
it's a state
I work
contractor
for
that
the
works with the
Kev.
government.
Kev, I work. I'm a DoD contractor, Kev. Like
Hmm.
you know that, right? I work. You know what I mean? I'm a defense contractor as a lawyer, bro. All they do is secrets, Kev. They run shit that I can't even believe. Like I want those jobs. You know what I mean? Of course, bro. They're trying to. This is their shit. If it was Kevin, don't you think if this was an adverse person, they would shoot the shit out of these? Come on. They're just standing there. It's crazy.
I think you'd cause more concern if you did that though.
You're
But
causing more concern now.
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. You're telling me, okay? It could be a number of things. So it's no word speculating, but you're telling me that a small little group can't set up, can't own 50 drones that they send up in the sky.
I'm telling you that they won't even get to the sky. I'm telling you they will not get to the sky. The skies are like protected by this, this small
Well, you're
government.
allowed to fly drones in the sky now. Meaning if you're in the right
Kev,
areas, you're allowed to
I
do it.
have, no, Kev, I have drones. No, you're not. You need to register with the FAA to fly drones, Kev. What are you talking about? You need to get a
Correct, correct.
registration. Yeah. So,
So they could be registered though.
yeah,
I think technology needs to catch up where it's not there yet. We don't have maps for these things.
yes, there
And
is,
that's
Kev. Yes, no, there
for
is.
drones, for drones.
Yes. So what the
New
FAA
Jersey was
has,
saying that they have them for planes, but they don't have them for,
they have, bro,
you
Kev, they have it for drones that are over 4 pounds. They do, man.
know.
Telling you, man.
Hmm.
They do. They have this shit. I'm telling you, bro. No, that makes sense, right? Like
Let me ask you
they
this.
lost something and they're
Have
trying to
you
get
ever
it.
seen, you ever see geotagging?
Yeah,
You- Like, you know
yeah.
what that is? Where like
They,
online, they'll
you
have
mean
they'll have like a group or a panel post something online for like a challenge, like a Pokemon Go, right?
yeah, like
You ever,
like bounty hunting. Yeah.
you ever see like someone they post like it will be like a challenge. They have all different
Yeah.
like weird like I said, Pokemon Go's one or some weird game, and these people will go around and they'll take a picture of a rainbow. They'll take a picture of a tree, and they go to the next sort of thing, right?
Hmm.
Is it possible that that was one of the steps? Fly a freaking drone up at night? Who the hell knows? We won't know. I don't think. You know,
I mean, yeah, but
I
that
don't
doesn't
think
exist.
we'll know.
I know, but what that situation you're saying, I mean, that would have been already brought to the surface. No challenge like that existed. You know what I
I'm
mean?
saying these challenges do happen. You ever see them? I've
Yeah,
seen
but
them
Kev, I mean, damn,
where it's groups of people. They're all, like I've seen it in the city where like you'll see 20 people taking a picture of a rainbow. You know, like
yeah,
random people.
I know, but
So
Kev, like I said, if that was the case, that challenge, that would have already been all on Twitter. You know what I mean? Twitter, Kev, can you
it
believe?
would have been found.
Yeah, Kev, can you believe Twitter is literally the public space in our time? That's like
Yeah.
the city hall. Can you believe you can get news, Kev? I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's good.
Quicker.
It's
I mean,
good.
yeah, right away, Kev. You don't have to wait till 6 o'clock, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah, it's
crazy. Like
great.
right on,
Well, you
right
know
on
why
fucking
Twitter was
unbelievable, Kev.
created
Unbelievable.
by what's his name?
Hmm.
Before
Jack
Dorsey.
Dorsey. Oh, before,
No, it was
really?
before
I didn't
him.
know that.
The guy
Wow, I didn't
ran the
know that.
company. He had glasses.
Crazy.
His
Wow.
name's not coming to my mind. But
Shit,
they
I didn't even know
created
that.
Twitter because he wanted
Wow.
technology
Mm.
that was similar to an ambulance. Um,
Oh, is it this guy, Kev? Biz Stone? Is this him?
no, no.
No.
Go to the early CEOs of Twitter.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So you were
Jack
saying, Kev?
Dorsey might have
So
been the founder, and this guy
you're
was
saying,
running it.
no, what you're saying is interesting, Kev. What you're saying, they created Twitter for what did you say? Like an ambulance?
Yeah, so this guy wanted to get information across real time, like an ambulance, where you click
Smart.
the button and it goes across
Beautiful.
to everyone on the radio,
Perfect. I mean,
and
that's
real time updates. And that was the idea of Twitter. And you know, it since has evolved where he's adding now video conferences, groups, and I think they're
Kev. I
only
mean,
going to get bigger.
Kev. I
Also,
mean,
we needed
mm,
this because you had platforms that would cancel people. They would
sure, right. I know,
ostracize
I know,
people.
I know, I know.
They would
Crazy, crazy.
excommunicado. This stuff doesn't happen in real life, but it was happening where this woke ideology was running these platforms, and if you didn't adhere to their strict doctrine, they would come after you, right? They'd say things that are illogical, like sort of cults, and it was run like a totalitarian, like a leader, that a dictator, where they could
Because it was
destroy
public, right?
people.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
because it was
happening.
public and the board of directors, yeah, they just now it's
Yeah,
private. So yeah, but Kev, can you believe? I never thought this would happen. Like it actually reflects real life Twitter, like what's going on in the world. I mean, like if you want to get intel, Kev, just go to Twitter. Bro. I
yeah,
mean, you'll
Twitter's
like you know
good.
what I mean? Like it's right. I mean, I never thought like it would be this efficient. Is what I'm
Well,
saying.
it's
It's
more efficient,
efficient,
I think. I think it's more efficient than the paper because here's the thing.
absolutely,
Here's the
and
thing. You have
free.
a and free, but with the paper, you get a bad
Unbelievable.
writer. He
Mm,
can shape narratives, right?
that's what they do.
With Twitter,
Editorial.
that's what they
That's what they
do. It's
do.
not hard to it's
Editorial.
not
Yeah.
hard to post a certain story, shape a certain narrative. But on Twitter, it has to be viewed, retweeted, commented, and that's when it usually flows to the top, right? So information, I think, is more evenly distributed as opposed to certain narratives being created because, you know, people could create stories, right? You know, dark PR is a thing. It
I agree.
exists.
I agree, Kev. I mean,
So
I just can't believe. I mean, like it literally reflects real life. Like you know what I mean? Like what's going on in the country, in the world. Like it's you know what I mean? Like that's like the go-to place. I never thought it would be like that. You know, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, wow,
yeah,
right? Like it's
yeah.
like you said, Kev. Fuck the paper. Like why the fuck? Why you know what
No,
I mean? Just go
you
right
gotta
there.
have you gotta have a huge filter at all times, and I think you gotta read multiple. Can't just read
Right,
one paper.
right. With Twitter, you could just quickly scan, right? Right,
Yeah.
right. Just scroll,
Listen,
and you'll.
influence. We talk about it a lot. When you constantly hear something or see something, it becomes part of the thought process, right?
Mhm,
So whatever it
mhm,
is, if you constantly is hearing the same narratives, right? Whether it's against somebody like Trump or this or that, it
mhm.
becomes part of the thought process for a lot of people. So you have these papers just pushing out the same bullshit. And also you see it with these others. They like to sell fear too. With the
That's what they
market.
do, Kev.
Market goes down 500 points. That's the front cover. Market down 500, and people, if you're only following on a day to day, see that, oh, wow, but they're just trying to sell paper, and that's it. They're trying to sell and they want you to buy it. And it's, I think an old model that is slowly becoming extinct, you know.
So, I mean, you don't think it's extinct already? I mean, I do, Kev. I do see papers though at the store.
Yeah, no,
I do
I
see
think
it though.
it's
I do see
different.
it.
I think the new thing is people read online their papers. Nobody's
Twitter,
really
right?
gets. I don't think people get it delivered. No, but even like the Journal, some of these papers, people still subscribe, but now they
Yeah.
subscribe online and they get it like that. They don't wait for it to be delivered, and so it's different. Um,
Kev, do you know? Just real quick, I was at the deli, right? Kev, so the Daily News, I couldn't believe it, Kev. I mean, I'm gonna pull it up on the screen. I want you to see. Um, it was like $3, Kev, for the paper. Like, can you believe
it
that?
was
Like,
probably the weekend, no?
I think so. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah. I think so.
yeah,
Kev, I mean, that's still a lot, bro. Fuck,
yeah.
but I
It's a
think so. It
lot.
was like that's in Sunday. That's Can you believe that? Like, yeah, $3 to buy
Yeah,
full bullshit,
yeah.
and you
That
can't
it
even,
keeps
Kevin.
going.
You
It
can't even
keeps going
engage.
up. Keeps going up.
And you can't even engage on it. This is what I'm saying, Kev. I just never thought, Kev. So what do you think? Yo, Kev, what Musk did was when he did the Twitter Spaces, right? I think future presidential elections debates are going to
Should be
be
the.
posted
Yeah, for
on Twitter,
sure,
right? I mean, right?
for
I mean, what do
sure.
you think people are going to go to CBS? These liars that rig it. I mean,
No,
you know.
no. But hold on. Here's something to consider though,
Mm,
and they have to figure out ways. We just talked about it. The cyberbullying. You got these troll farms.
oh yeah.
So when you start having debates on there, those are going to reappear. How do
Hmm.
you monitor that? That's going to be a way. And Elon Musk is a smart guy that really understands tech and he knows all these things. You know?
So what do you think? What he did with like the blue check mark? That did a lot of good, right?
Yeah,
Kev,
that's
right,
good.
right, right, right.
Yeah,
That verified, right?
it verifies you.
Bots,
So
right, 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 right.
it's it's very it's good for the user
Oh
and
shit,
it's
Kev.
good
I
for
mean,
them.
what if you created like a check mark for commenting, right?
Yeah,
Comments, right? You'll know that you're right. Like you know what I mean? Like whoever,
no,
like if this
to
comment
have a
came,
check mark, you have to have authentication. So you got to be a real
yeah,
person.
yeah,
And he wants
right,
to
right,
do
right.
that. And that's why they probably did that, to tell you the truth. To
Then
probably
what? What do you
to
think?
weed out some of these fake, troll
Yeah,
farms
Kev.
and these
Yeah,
fake
absolutely.
accounts. Because
Yeah,
those are
Kev.
the
I mean,
ones that attack people and go out and make
there's
trouble.
no accountability. I
Correct.
mean, right? I mean,
That's a big thing. Accountability. When people could act anonymously, no matter what it
mm,
is, that's not good. You can't do it because, when you're not attaching yourself to something, your rules are going to be different for some people, right? Meaning no accountability is a problem, not just in Twitter, everywhere, right? So you got to always try to at least, verify, right? Uh, um, and I think
I mean,
that's
I
what he was
agree.
doing.
Like I said, Kev. I mean, it is. I don't. I think by next. What do you think? I think by next year, legacy media is gonna be like dinosaur. I mean, like really. I mean, like, I don't know, Kev. I mean, yeah. I don't
Yeah,
see
well,
any
look
purpose.
at Newsmax. Newsmax is
Yeah,
a new channel.
going up.
They-
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
now
yeah, Kev.
they're now raising money to eventually they want to go public. So you know, maybe they're trying to branch out into different areas. But the traditional model, yeah,
hmm
it like doesn't have that same growth.
I mean, it's over,
You
right?
know,
I mean, Kev. I mean, I
I
think that
just
what
think
happened.
Elon Musk bought Twitter, right, instead of
hmm
a newspaper, and for
hmm
him, it's a smarter move because
hmm
he's got
Oh,
200
I see,
million
Kev.
followers. 200
Oh,
million followers. He could
oh,
say what he
wow.
wants. It's efficient. He doesn't need to run a room full of reporters running around freaking, chasing things, right?
Case in
You know,
point, Bezos,
I
right?
seen one guy
You
in
got.
the city, some fat, I don't want to say fat, but fat investigative reporter running around the block, sweating. He stops me. Excuse me, sir. Did you see that? No, I didn't see nothing. He goes to the next person. Excuse me, the guy's sweating his ass off. You don't have to have an office like that. You're Elon Musk. You want to send a message, you deliver it, and it's
so
more
so un,
efficient.
so unlike a Bezos, right, who has
Has
Washington
the
Post, right?
paper.
He bought that,
Yeah, yeah,
right, and that's a paper, right? Right. I think
yeah.
about that, right? You're right, Kev. That's
I,
that's
I'd
that's a
I'd
very
rather own
astute.
I'd rather own Twitter. Yeah,
That's a very astute observation. I mean, you know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
for
I mean,
sure. And
honestly, I mean, you know what I mean?
that's
Like you're right. That makes sense. Why would you
yeah,
want to own Washington Post? People are sick of it, right? People
correct.
are
Yeah.
sick of being. talked down to
And it's
as a reader, right?
impossible. It's impossible to have a newspaper that is center,
Hmm. Yeah.
because that means you got to have all those writers that are center, and it's
Hmm.
very hard to find that. So you're gonna have one that sways one way or another, and it happens always with a platform like Twitter. You get the writers are the people, so
It's
I think
us.
easier. I think it's easier
Yeah, man.
to try to make the rules fit. So he's created a place where I think it's fair, and it's changing the
He.
landscape for other companies too.
I mean,
You
what other?
know,
I mean, Kev. I mean,
the
Twitter.
opposite of
Like,
Twitter is called Blue Sky, and
oh, yeah, I heard about that, Kev.
A lot of the old Twitter people went there, and you got that cancel culture, you got that sort of
Hold
group
on.
that's
Blue Sky.
trying to attack,
What the fuck is this, Kev?
certain narratives.
Kev, what the fuck is this? I mean, look at it. It
It's
looks
the
like that,
opposite of
Kev. I mean,
Twitter.
Kev, this looks like they just jacked Twitter. I mean, look at this.
Yeah, yeah.
It looks like they just jacked Twitter. Do you have this? We should get on
No,
it just to see. No, I don't have it either. But
no.
holy
Listen,
shit.
you can't have too many different things if you're not, how do you have time, right? How do you have time for them all?
Kev, the
You,
founder is Jack Dorsey of Blue Sky. He's the
is it?
same guy who found. Yes. Holy shit.
Yeah, so
Yo, he.
he sold Twitter and then went and bought that, huh?
No. Pretty much, Twitter's then CEO Jack Dorsey, he announced a research project initiative in
Okay.
2019 called Blue Sky to explore the possibility of decentralized Twitter. But Kev, you're right. I think like exactly what
No,
you
no,
said.
no, no. He's not Blue Sky, right? He looked into
But
it.
he
You're
is.
saying he
No. He
owns it?
created it. He
Really?
owns it. Kev, founder. Look, you're talking about. It's right here. Look, he
Okay. So
owns it. Kev,
here's
look at this.
all right. So if I'm understanding what you just said, he wanted to create a Twitter that's more decentralized, so it's not run by
Yes.
anyone.
Yeah.
So
But don't you
so
think he
here's the
saw it?
thing with that. He
Mm-hmm.
did this, and guess what happened?
Mm-hmm.
The people that
Mm-hmm.
joined hated Twitter, and guess who
Mm-hmm.
those people are? Those are liberals. Those are people. So that's what it became. So it's interesting. Those weren't his intentions, but he made it decentralized, which means there's no founder, and it's going to take the form it takes. And the form it took was anti-Twitter, because if you're
Yeah.
on
Right.
Twitter, you like it. The people that don't like
Unbelievable.
Twitter, they look for an alternative, and I guess they chose that. They formed their sort of this identity that's different.
Unbelievable,
Um,
Kev.
yeah, he had a
This is
good
like new.
idea. I think more things you're going to see are decentralized, open source, because
But apparently
uh,
this is not. This is not really decentralized. Look what it's saying.
well,
There's a controversy because, yeah, it has protocols. Look at that. Shit, it's not really decentralized. You know what I mean?
mhm.
It raised seed funding too. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
turns a profit. Wow,
Well,
Kev.
it's also not decentralized when someone creates it too. I mean, if they stay around, you know. But all right, let's
It's amazing.
see.
So Kev, you look. It only has 20 million. Yeah, it'll never top X, but that's crazy that he actually, you know what I mean? He created the anti-Twitter.
Yeah. Last thing
Correct.
I'll say is they lowered
Unbelievable.
rates,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
25 basis points. The third
Yeah.
one this year,
Hmm.
and they said they're going to
Yeah,
cut two
Kev.
times next year.
Oh wow.
So
What do you think? Mortgage
people,
rates are going to be good then, right?
yeah, but people, want them to go at a certain pace that isn't necessarily good
Why?
for the stock market. And we mentioned if they do it too quick,
Mm.
I would
Yeah.
argue that the market doesn't
Right.
like
You're
that. It
right.
likes steady. It likes
You're right.
steadiness. If you do it too quick, it signals a potential recession, and that scares people more. So even though people think they want low rates fast, it's not the best thing. It's better
No, you know
over
what it is,
time.
Kev? Kev, people want low mortgage rates, I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all they care about, right? That's all it is,
Hmm.
Kev. I mean, they want, you know what I mean? Like even me. You know what I mean? People want, you know what I mean? Like, we want low mortgage rates because think about it, mortgages are
Yep.
like pretty much what people work for,
Yeah.
an average person, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's your income, right? So that's pretty much all they care about. But you're right, man. That could fire back. So one, so you're saying that he's gonna cut it again? Like, what do you mean? Like, it looked like so.
So they're going to cut two times next year. They did three times this year. They just did
Holy
25
shit!
basis points. And,
Wow.
they're moving in the right direction. That's important, that it's going lower. Direction's
But you said
everything.
it's too fast, though, right? You said that
No,
either,
no,
right?
no. I said people want it to be faster, but it's actually,
Oh,
so they're misreading it that he said, hey, we're going to slow down after this one. Probably going to do two next year, but we're going to take a look after this one. And people don't want to hear that because they want to
mm.
see the same pace. They want rates down quick, but what they don't understand is that's not the best thing for the market, and it's not the best thing for the economy, because
I thought rates that
steadier
were low is,
rates.
but I thought
They
low
are.
rates,
They are.
right?
They are. All
Okay.
right. So lower rates are good for asset prices, but when it happens too quick, it's a shock to the system, and people react negatively because they
Right.
think, why is the Fed doing this? Are they
Mm-hmm.
doing this because they see something that we don't know? Is there a recession
Oh shit!
coming?
I see. I
So it
see.
scares
Oh shit!
people, and it has the
Oh
adverse
shit!
effect. So you got to do it steady over a period of time, and that's what they're doing. So it's a good thing. All right,
Wow.
let's wrap it up with 56
Wrap it up.
minutes.
Oh yeah, yeah, right. Kev, I mean, just real, I just talk about you hear what's going. I mean, did you think that I never thought in my life that Jay-Z would be the second on the list. I mean, that Diddy is pretty much behind bars until trial, right? Next year, he's not coming out. He does spend Christmas and his birthday, whatever, right? I did not know, but I knew, Jay-Z and Diddy are really tight, and there's a lot of evidence of it.
Yep.
But did you predict? I mean, I did not think, and it makes sense, Kev. I mean, there's a big relation, I mean, there's a connection. I mean, everybody, but Kev, I mean, can you believe that
So
Jay-Z is, yep, Kev,
so I
and his
think
tactics that,
I
it's
think he
unbelievable.
shot back and said that it's meritless, and if they
Yeah, but
have something, come at me criminally, don't
yeah, but
come
there's
at
a
me
statute of
civilly.
limitation. Yeah, but that's Kev. This is the same thing. Listen, what
It's
they're
how
alleging
old
is the
is it?
same thing.
20 years?
Yeah, but that's the same thing. But do you understand what New York did? That's the same thing that
Correct. That's why
he
these are
and
all coming
Carol.
out.
Yeah, yeah, because New York has
Because
an
the law
opening that,
changed.
yeah, yeah, you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
sue civilly for rape,
20
even though the
years.
criminal statute, you can't. So he knew that. But Kev, I mean,
Now
he's
listen, you know
attacking
why
the
they did
Kev,
that change, right?
for
These
Trump,
these laws were
for Trump, right?
made. These laws were made for priests, the church,
Yeah, yeah, Kev, yeah, yeah, good, yeah,
and
yeah,
they
yeah,
changed the
yeah, yeah,
laws. Now, when you
right,
change it from
right,
3 years to 20, that's a big change. So
but it's
what you're
civil
gonna,
though.
it's
I know, but
civil,
it's civil. It's
it's
not
civil,
criminal,
but 20 years is a long period where people. So they did it for these priests that are going after young boys, and they're
back in the
young,
day. Yeah,
and
yeah,
when they
yeah.
reach 20 years old, they realize they had trauma, and,
And they,
and they turn
yeah,
around
yeah,
and sue. So, but what you're seeing is a lot of people come forward. Now, I would argue, you know, um, you're seeing so many of them, right? So
What do you mean?
I don't
What
know.
do you mean?
I th-
I mean, there's
I
not
think
so
the
many.
move. Listen, you know what the move is now? Just be
Hmm.
celibate. Wait till you get married. That's
Yeah,
it.
but Kev, you gotta understand. What I think is that, I mean, look, man. But listen, I agree, man. Jay Z. I mean, this is so weak, but Jay Z's response, I think was the worst thing. He's attacking the lawyer, okay?
Here's another thing.
And but Kev, he's attacking the lawyer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
I mean,
and
yeah.
I think
But
I
but do
think
you,
I
but do
think
you
has
know
a
who the
great
lawyer
move.
is?
Great move.
No, how's it a great move?
Because he
Attacking the
showed
lawyer.
he showed his teeth. He said, "Buddy, this lawyer is known for bringing these type of things forward."
Kev, no, he's
Jay-Z's
not.
looking at it. What do you mean? No,
No,
he's
he's not.
not.
No, he's not, Kev. Do you know who this lawyer is? This lawyer,
No.
this lawyer got $8 billion from the oil company.
Okay.
This is look it up. This is not an ambulance chaser. But this lawyer
Well,
was
that's what
retained by
Jay-Z called
Texas.
him.
Jay-Z's I'm sorry,
But hold
he's an
on.
idiot.
You're
He can't
telling
even
me
spell
you're
psychic.
telling me that this
Hmm?
guy is in this lawyer is in the same class as Jay-Z. And just because he got a big settlement doesn't mean nothing, because some of these guys go after so many. No?
I'm not talking about settlement. I'm talking about skill as a lawyer. He got hired by Texas, the state of Texas, to go after you know who? BlackRock for
Mm-hmm.
manipulation. Think about that.
Mm-hmm.
The state government of Texas, they're allowed to do that. They hired him as a former Texan, and he's a Marine, by the way, too. But that's just inner character to go after BlackRock, with 11 trillion under management, because they're alleging that
Listen,
BlackRock
here's what I'll say.
manipulated things.
here's what I'll
That's a
say.
serious thing, man.
Diddy is radioactive. So Jay-Z's too close to him. He was
But
going to
he's
get
just doing,
caught in
yeah,
that.
but Kev, he's just doing his job. And then you send, you know what I mean? And then you send, do you know he has on record? I mean,
Didn't she
he has on
drop it
record.
already, though?
No, Kev,
I thought I
no,
seen
not at all.
something.
No, no, and the court, and listen, this is 2 weeks already. No court has dismissed it either. So you know what I mean? Like, if you want to go after the lawyer, Kev, go after you win legally. You see what I'm saying? But when you attack the lawyer, you're creating a bad
Well,
precedent,
hold on.
and the
Why
court,
did he do it?
what do you mean? Do what?
He did it because he doesn't want this guy to try to get other people to come forward and like a Diddy situation, right? Where they just came tumbling, right? One came, boom, 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 boom. So he's standing up, saying, "Hey, you come for me. I'm not that guy, and I'm going to stand up hard." So I think he was
Right.
making a statement by that, and it was a
Yeah, but
lawyer
Kev,
written statement.
Kev, I mean, no, it wasn't. He misspelled psychics. What are you
What do
talking
you
about,
mean?
lawyer?
He said psychics?
Yeah, he
I didn't
said
see
you
that.
and your fake physics. What are you
Hmm.
talking about, Kev? I mean, like Jay-Z wrote that. That's what I'm saying. He really was full of himself. Kev, all I'm saying is that don't attack the lawyer because
Oh
what you just
man, you're taking it personal. You
no,
felt
because
you
bro, that's
felt he was coming after everyone.
not
That's a
no,
lawyer.
not just no, not well. I mean, Kev, I mean that's just fucked up, right? Why would you attack a lawyer? They're just doing their job, and
Yeah, I hear
with
you.
with
I hear you.
without
But he
I mean,
was showing
without
his
his
teeth.
client. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, guess what? He's getting. But you heard what happened just recently. He Rock Nation got investigators to to intentionally manipulate and sue former clients. Kev, that's a disbarable offense. I don't know. I like, that's what
Listen,
I'm
you
saying.
got to
It makes,
understand somebody like Jay-Z. How much is he worth? 2 billion? More than that.
yeah, but he just, all he could have just, yeah, but Kev, instead of doing that, stay quiet like he has been, right? And said, I'm innocent and the court, and it'll show up in court. That's it. By
I
continuing this
I
public
disagree.
debacle, Kev, I'm telling you, the media,
These are so damaging. That's the problem. You just say what you just said. You're Jay-Z. Guess what? For months, this thing, which could end
Kev,
up to be nothing, this thing that could end up to be nothing, we don't know, could cost you $50 million. And he's thinking business and his empire to protect.
he should have just
So,
settled. He could have just settled behind the scenes like many other celebrities
yeah,
did. I mean, that's
but
what he's
what
done.
you're
They were,
saying, he should have been quiet about it. I would argue this is
I
if who knows if it's merit or not, but we don't know. But my point
well,
is it's a direct hit on his reputation. So you can't just sit
I
back.
know,
You
but
got
Kev,
to defend.
Kev, this is not a solo. This is not me bringing this game, a solo practitioner. You know what I mean? This is you ask anybody. Busby's a high-powered attorney in his own right from Texas. Period.
Hmm.
I thought he was an ambulance chaser too. I didn't realize, that he's high-powered. He's 30 years in the game. You're gonna attack someone like that. I mean, that's just. I look at that. I'm like, that was just a bad move. I mean, that's gonna bad because you know what that shows? It shows him bullying. I'm telling you, and then people resent that. If you look on online, people resent that. That's the dirty tactics you take.
Well,
Like, you know what I
I
mean?
would argue we don't know what he sent to Jay-Z. He could have sent
But
intimidating.
no, he didn't. Bro, he
What?
released what he sent to Jay Z,
Hmm.
a demand letter that did not have a price amount, and that's it.
Hmm.
That's it. It was and that's a standard practice, Kev. Look at Kev. What I'm trying to say is right now on YouTube,
How many papers
uh,
picked that up though?
I'm not,
When that Jay-Z had that letter sent, probably a lot, right?
it's all on YouTube and Twitter.
Hmm.
But right now, what I'm saying right now, Kev, if you go on YouTube, podcasts, channels
Let me
are
say this.
blowing up, covering
Let
this.
me say
Can you believe
this.
that? I mean,
With
Kev, can
that,
you believe that?
let me say
Right?
this
There's
though.
podcast channels that are just covering this,
Yeah, yeah.
which is
Let me
crazy.
say this.
It's
With
great.
that law change that you mentioned, 3 years to
Yeah.
20, okay?
Civil, yeah.
Here's what is going to happen from this. You're going to see corruption that's going to happen because there's law change. Because 3 years to 20, that's a big change, right?
Mhm.
Guess what? In politics, any of these power positions, you don't think these things could be very damaging to someone's reputation. You don't think, they're going to try to blackmail somebody, go after somebody, that maybe knew someone 20 years ago?
Sure,
So
sure.
they
No, but
weren't
Kev,
thinking about that when they passed this. They were thinking about, like I said, the priests and kids but
I mean, Kev, I know, but
it's going to
sexual assault,
have,
right?
okay, but
I know,
it's going to have, there's going to be that effect to some extent. You're going to see a lot of these. No? Yes or no?
I'm gonna see. I'm trying to see how many has been brought so far. I mean, you're
Pro-
right. I
yeah,
want to see the numbers. I want to see the
probably
numbers.
way up.
Okay, so Kev, so check this out. This is the Adult
We
Survivors
talked about it. It's
Act.
the new cancel. It's a new cancel. So, you're going to see the number go way up in New York
It says ultimately, what is it? Adult Survivors Act. 3,000 suits.
so far.
3,000 suits have been brought since it was enacted in 2022.
That's a lot.
That's a lot,
Yeah,
though.
that's a lot.
I mean, that's not a lot of lawsuits. There's millions of lawsuits, every day. But yeah,
Be
3,000
3,000 separate.
since 2022.
Yeah. So I
That's
wonder
that's
how
pretty
many
fucking.
that was passed in 2022 or after
No, it
that.
got enacted. No, it was passed in 2019. It got enacted. Guess who passed this, Kev? Yeah, you don't. Guess who passed this, which
Who?
is hilarious.
Who?
Cuomo. Cuomo.
Really? Seriously?
Yeah, he passed this in 2019. Yeah.
So
Irony.
yeah. So his own thing passed, came back to him.
Kev, Kev, what do
But
you
we'll
call
see,
that, bro?
man. Hey,
Kev,
I'm not gonna laugh because
I'm saying, Kev, I'm just saying though. I mean, tell me that's not fucking ironic. He passed.
yeah.
I mean, right?
Yep. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
laugh though, because this guy could be the former, the next politician. I think there's a good chance, So
Kev, I think right. I mean, I think
I'm
right now you
riding
need
with
a
him. I'm riding with him.
Kev. You don't think you need a blessing from Trump to really be good right now? I think a blessing from
In New
Trump will
York,
increase it.
in New
Yeah, why
York,
not?
I
No,
think
you don't think
this
so?
guy's gonna win. He's gonna run. And he's gonna win. You see,
Mayor, right? Mayor,
that's my
right?
bet. That's my bet.
All right,
Whatever
mayor.
he runs for, whatever he runs for, he might
Well,
want to run for
he's
governor.
seeking
Can
mayor.
you run for governor again?
No. He was impeached. That's why he left.
So,
No, you
so,
can't do
so
it.
then, mayor. I mean, who do you got right now? Adams, come on.
Nobody. Adam's
Uh,
under investigation, Kev.
yeah, I mean,
Adam's under investigation.
so
You know.
he could easily win that if he
So
runs.
you think New York being that diverse, New York City? It's possible, Kev. I mean, you're right.
He's a
I mean,
big
I
name.
would,
I'm telling you. I'm
Kev,
telling
I would
you.
think.
Don't count him out.
No,
What?
you don't think his chances would be better in as like a
And I,
federal, like a representative in like a district? No, a
no,
federal. No.
whatever he wants. I think he's got it. My point is, he knows people. I know some
Yeah,
people that he knows,
yeah,
and they
yeah.
got
You're
money
right.
behind them, and he's gonna be there.
Kev, he's a political dynasty just because what his dad did.
Yeah,
Yeah, I get it.
exactly.
Yeah, I get it. I get
People
it.
crave that,
They create that. Yeah, yeah, dynasty.
you know,
Well,
especially in a
Kev,
big
we'll
city.
yeah, we'll see that. But like I said, Kev, it's just it's just hilarious. I mean, that he he introduced the law, the Adult Survivors Act. That's the only place in the country, right, that you can bring a case under this, right? You know that,
Hey,
right? Civilly.
you know what's bipartisan right now?
Only place.
Crypto.
Yeah,
You got a
I agree.
lot of money going into these pro crypto candidates, and you're seeing younger join in Republicans, you know, and
I see, Kev.
it's it's being a big, people are raising money off supporting it.
Yeah, but listen, and I agree, Kev. And honestly, between me and you, it's like about time, right? I mean, this should have been done years ago. But I want to see the legislation. You know what I mean? One of these candidates literally put on his candidate website that he's running for like governor or whatever, like a plan. I think he'll win. I think that what I mean. I think that would be a good strategy. It'd be like, look, I'm going to introduce this bill the day I get in, right? Right? Be like, look, man, I'm gonna, I'm gonna introduce this bill. This is the law that I want passed if you elect me. You know what I mean? I mean, I would do it. I mean, but
What
yeah,
are you saying for somebody new to get in there?
No, I'm saying like right, like you said, pro crypto candidates, right? So I think increasing the odds of success, he should just go on the campaign trail and be like, look, man, I have a plan, I have legislation that will benefit crypto and create a boom. It's on my candidate website, blah blah blah.com, and
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
what I intend. This is what I intend to introduce my first day in
yeah,
office.
yeah. Well, they're making,
Right?
they made a place that a country that's doing it, which is El Salvador, where they are fully, behind Bitcoin, and they raised money, they did Bitcoin bonds, and so far it's working. So could you get other, politicians that run just on
Yeah,
that?
yeah. But Kev, I mean, El Salvador is not the right example. I mean, it's a third world.
Well, you got to start somewhere.
No, I get it, but it's a third world. I mean, you know what I mean. I'm just saying. I think the U.S., like you said, bro, you just have the states do it, right?
Hmm.
If like Kev, if Cuomo came in with a
You're still
law that
on
he
this
can't came,
Cuomo guy. I'm telling
no,
you.
because
I'm telling you.
you think
Get
he's gonna
behind
win.
them. Yeah, get
That's
behind
what I'm
them.
saying. You think he's gonna win? I'm saying, but
I think
imagine
he is.
he went in with a crypto stance, saying, "Yo, man, I'm
Yeah.
gonna make
I
New
don't
York
think he
City."
has to. I don't think he has to.
Oh shit!
But he will.
You
He
think he?
will. To tell you the
Oh
truth,
shit!
I think he will, because you have to sort of be with the changing times. If you're running for anything right now, especially in New York,
Hmm?
financial capital of the world, you have to be into what's new, and that is it. That's how you get the younger vote, right?
Yeah, no, I'm just saying though, like, if you imagine he comes and says, "Yo, man, cryptocurrency approved cryptocurrencies will be accepted in the five boroughs." Cuomo for mayor, he'll win. You're right, he'll
Yeah,
win. I
he's
mean,
got my vote.
that's a win. Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. You got my vote. That's new. Yeah, you're right. You're right. In the five boroughs. I can
Yep.
promise you that. And bro, New
Listen,
York City, yeah,
yeah.
it's like, bro, being mayor of New York City is like being a president of a small country, right?
I think we
Right?
had a few runs of people that weren't as good.
A
You
lot of
know,
them, yeah.
De Blasio wasn't great, but if you get back, it could be better. I think Cuomo would be
Yeah.
good.
Well, Kev, listen, man. If he runs for mayor, man, I really want to see. I
He's
believe
gonna
you, man.
win. You'll see. We'll come back to this time.
Yeah,
All
but I
right.
thought the Democratic Party shitted on him. That's what I don't understand, Kev. Right?
Yeah.
I
Well,
thought
I
like
mean,
they,
listen,
like why, what I'm
the
saying. Why
guy,
would he
the
do it
guy
for
had a
them?
few years. He had a few years of,
Yeah, but they like
went
embarrassed him.
through it.
Like why would I would understand if he
Why
switched
would
sides,
they?
but like
Why would
yeah,
they?
right?
Because, like I said, there's not many great candidates. Number one. Number two,
Mm.
he's got the money behind him. He's got the name brand, and he's a polarizing figure. And
Mm.
I don't think it would be a contest. Who are you going against? You know?
It's not like you're going against DeSantis or someone, right? There's no
No.
candidates. You're right. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. You're right. You're right. Okay,
So,
we're gonna hold that prediction. I want to see what he does if
yep.
he's really, you know what I mean. All right. So that's good.
Come
I'm gonna
back. We'll
stop right
come
now.
back to it.
All
All
right,
right.
Kev. I'm gonna stop right now. All right.